Good morning. Always nice to begin our morning with you here on 3+U. And if you are feeling in a good mood, that is wonderful. What a blessing for you. If you're struggling a bit this morning, I think we're going to be able to put a smile on your face today because Charles Miller is on the show with us to kick things off. He, of course, is here with Scenic City Neurotherapy, and I sat down to talk with him thinking that we might be talking about the ketamine treatments that you do or the other ways you have of helping people when they're going through some depression and PTSD and that type of thing. We can still talk about that maybe, but I love what you're doing the week of February 17th. Talk about it.
February 17th, we're kicking off our Random Acts of Kindness Week. There are a lot of places around the country and around the city that do different things. We've collaborated this year with the Chattanooga Lookouts at several different events over that week, and we are doing our best to try to put goodwill out into the community where we can. We find that statistically, people that not only the recipients of goodwill, but witness these acts of kindness are more likely to pass them on.
You're the second person I've talked to in several days who's doing this. I'm sure there are many more. Just hasn't come up in conversation. Your wife is here, and she was quick to sit up and say, oh yes, and we're doing this, and we're doing this. And was it last year you brought flowers to people, and you put money in the parking meters
and just little niceties around town.
But it was just so fun to watch her get excited to tell what you did. It's really an addiction of its own, don't you think, Charles, doing something for somebody?
It's just good for our mental health. When it's the funniest thing is we think all the time that it's expending energy to do good things for others. You know, we're like, well, I'm so busy just taking care of me and the little I have here. I don't have any energy to give to someone else. But the funny thing is that when we give back, it actually feeds us.
And you wanted to talk about this, not to say, hey, look what we're doing, but because you can contact them. You can call the office, you can go on social media and contact them. And if you want to join,
absolutely,
they can.
Absolutely. It's an opportunity for everybody to get involved. If you want to and you have time to, we would love to have you join us.
We've had some teaser days the last several days. I mean, beautiful, beautiful weather.
Yes, it has
Spring
been
is
nice.
Not here yet, but it will be. And I think a lot of people really felt it when they got outside, the way it boosts your spirit.
It's nature, you know, being around people. There's, you know, we're meant, I oftentimes compare us to like flowers. We like sunshine. You know, this is a hard time of year for people. And so doing something good to change your situation or to put yourself outside of that comfort zone a little bit gives us a little adrenaline burst. It gives us, you know, some good enkephalins, endorphins, all those good hormones that make us feel good, and can be very good for our mental health to get out and do something for someone else.
I had a conversation with someone, I'll try to make my lead in fast, that we live in a time now where we're very aware of mental health, which is a good thing.
It is.
A con could be that because we are so aware, we tend to define ourselves a lot. These days. And that can be a problem because that can prevent you sometimes from taking a positive step forward and being in control.
Right.
Do you understand where I'm going?
I do. It's easy to put a label on ourselves and say this is just what I am.
Yeah.
You know, we're these ever evolving creatures. We're these things that are constantly changing, and so continuing that growth of the lifespan is part of what we do. You know, in neuroregenerative therapy or neurotherapies, like with what we do, we stimulate neuronal regrowth, and the whole purpose of that is to help the patient continue to grow and build and move in a directed way, in a self-directed way, towards the goals that they set for themselves.
Yeah, Charles and I talk on a monthly basis, so I kind of know some things. If you're watching for the first time, you might be scratching your head. He is not in any way implying that this is a quick journey, that by coming out and being part of the Random Acts of Kindness, that's in and of itself is going to do it for you. But there are little things that can be done, and what they do in your office if they come for treatment is you help to kind of speed up the process for people.
Right. What we've learned is that people who struggle with chronic mood disorders, depression, anxiety, PTSD, bipolar disorder, OCD, and the many, many subtypes that exist in that realm, there's a very strong physiologic component to that. And so what we do is, it's the one piece that we're not really addressing in other areas of medicine, other areas of psychiatry, is we're not addressing the underlying physiologic component. There's a lot of symptom management, but not a lot of disease treatment. And so what we do enhances the way the brain communicates by increasing synaptogenesis through a couple of different therapies that we do. We do ketamine infusion therapy, we do transcranial magnetic stimulation. both therapies function on a similar mechanism to make the brain communicate in a more effective way to produce better results, so that you don't really feel, the goal is not to feel good, it's to feel your world correctly.
Right. And what that means with the minute I have left is whether you come and join him for the first time that week of the 17th and go put money in the meters for people or whatever they're doing this year, or if you want to call and see about coming and talking about the ketamine infusions or whichever is the right choice for you, your brain is a malleable thing.
Yes.
So what you feel today, you can teach your brain to feel something different in the future.
That's correct.
Is that a fair way to put it?
That's a beautiful way to put it. Yep.
All right, so here's where you can reach him. Online at Scenic City Neurotherapy. Their phone number is 228-0579. If they want to find you on Facebook, is it just Scenic City Neurotherapy?
I think it's Scenic City Neuro.
Scenic City Neuro. They are very nice people. They love to educate, as he said before we went on the air this morning. They're passionate about what they do. So whatever your particular need is at the moment, they would love to help you through it. Thank you, Charles.
Thanks for having us.
Julie.